doing radio intros better. Honestly, I like doing radio a little better, just because I can look at all my notes and all that. I don't have to have it.
I agree. You want to jump into the intro? Actually, they're probably going to do that. We can do it.
Yeah, I think so. All right.
No one will get to see my pink tie. Disappointed.
Did you know that this was going on here? Did you plan that?
No, I saw their tweet and I was like, I got a pink tie.
If I would have known, I would have pinked out.
Yeah, I didn't bring my.
What's up?
What's
How
up?
you doing?
What do you guys do?
We're doing a radio broadcast.
South Carolina.
They're like grouped up together. Yeah. How much are you getting?
I'll get one raffle ticket. It's $2.
Sweet, thank you.
Support the cause.
Okay.
Oh, y'all in ZTA?
Yeah, that's yours.
You gotta finish it now.
Down to the right, and an icing will be coming up here. So it will be an offensive zone draw here for the 49ers. 17:52 to go in the first period. Still scoreless.
We didn't see Liam Gormley last night. Trip Russell got the start in net against the Auburn Tigers, but tonight we did see Gormley and a couple of quick shots shut down there early. UNC Charlotte with some quick opportunities in their offensive zone, and a good start so far for Gormley.
And with all those Gamecock forwards out of the lineup, there's a bottom line here for South Carolina. Joe Collega, Nick Peters, and Parker West. The defensemen all chipping up and playing offense now. We'll keep an eye on continues. They are on the ice right now. Nick Peters playing center. Joe Collega on the left side, Parker West on the right. This puck flipped all the way back out now by Peters. Icing will be negated. Joe Collega, former USPHL Potomac Patriot. They were in this very building playing the Charlotte Rush just a few moments before this game. A quick shot out in front. Peters, a backhander knocked down on its way. A quick block now. Peters has it again in below the goal line. Knocked back out. Joe Collega tries to chip in on that one, and Williams has it. Parker West. Puck shoveled back in behind the 49er goal. Back on to get this one now. Caleb Kreutzer. He'll chip this one in past Duncan Hickman and a roll down for another icing here. 16:52 to go in the first period. Still a scoreless hockey game.
Yeah, Dillon, the chances so far, the first 3 minutes of this game for South Carolina have from behind the net. South Carolina did a really good job yesterday against the Auburn Tigers from behind the net, creating chances out in front. And now, 2 or 3 slot passes right out in front of the goal. Shut down by Charlotte, but a good start offensively for the Gamecocks.
Only 3 forward lines for South Carolina in tonight's contest. Ian Powderly's line is on right. And a shot from the point knocked all the way up in the air. Goaltender Colin Smith saw that one late, but he made the save. Pinching on now, Hunter Jackal down the near side. Chips it around there for Chad Lazine. He'll in the far side corner. Coming on with him now, Eric Jones. And they'll chip this puck all the way back out to center, so Hunter Jackal has to come back. Gormley comes out of his net, puts defenseman Jackal. Breakout pass too hot to handle at the Gamecock blue line. So comes back now for Duncan Hickman, off now Chad Lazine. Still in the neutral side boards. Gamecocks, as we said, moving left to right. And now Noah Maddie chips back towards the bench as the puck rolls in on the UNC Charlotte goaltender. Nick, for Charlotte, wearing number 6, a right-handed shot, is on the ice now. Nick Peters for South Carolina, wearing number 12, a left-handed shot, is on the, but we'll keep an eye on that. We have 2 Nick Peters, and we also have 2 Burks. Colin playing for South Carolina, wearing number 5. Ryan wearing number 49 for Charlotte.
Might get a little confusing out there. Just tough for you.
Just a bit. Just a bit. It would help if we had that video element to it so you could see which Nick Peters we're talking about, but we'll do our best to describe it. An offensive zone opportunity here for the Niners. A backhand shot on goal. Stick to side there by Liam Gormley. Corner now going to work. Punched off there by Rob Lawrence. Giving on to help now is Avery Pruden. Loose puck around the near side face-off circle. Taken now by Michael Peak. Back the other way come the Gamecocks. It's Peak down the right wing. He's got Lawrence breaking towards the goal. Slides it across. Backhanded by Rubin. Oh, what a save by Colin Smith. Unbelievable stop. He reaches. Got the right pad on it as well. 15-20 to go in the first period. Gamecocks in the offensive zone. Going to work is Michael Peak. He's got boards, cuts into the slot area. Taking off his stick here, and now Briggs has it for the Niners inside the blue line. It's chipped back out to the red line. A couple of players tumbled in. And now Nick Peters on for South Carolina.
And getting that puck cross into the slot. Good save by Colin Smith. Moving left to right. Good save for Charlotte.
Off the defensive zone draw, the Niners win it. They throw in the Gamecock zone. And this one comes to rest along the glove hand side of Liam Gormley. He'll cover for a face-off here. That'll knock only a few seconds off the clock. 13 first period. The Niners go for a line change. The Gamecocks will keep that same unit on of Ian Powderly, Chad Lazine, and Noah Maddie. Circle defensive zone. 1 forward by South Carolina. Chip back out by Evan Hoey. A rolling puck back down now to our right. Back to play this one off the far side boards. Caleb Kreutzer back down inside the 49ers blue line though. It chips in near side. Broken stick along the far side boards. One of the Niners has to go back to the bench for a new twig. Hunter at the point. Knocked off the stick of Kreutzer. Nick Peters and Chad Lazine now battling for it. It rolls up the near side boards again. Point shot. Back of the helmet. Ian Powderly in front. He's no worse for wear. Now the Niners gathering speed along the far side. They'll chip this one up and out of. So yet another face-off here. 13:02 to go. First period. South Carolina still scoreless here against the 49ers of UNC Charlotte.
Yeah, Duncan Hickman making a good play there, keeping that puck in the offensive zone and pinching to make a good play, creating another shot. But so far, we've seen some good Smith, the goalie for the 49ers.
Neutral zone draw here. After that one is chipped back into the Niners zone. They go D to D. Charlotte takes over. Far side, they'll route. It's Nick Johnson. Rob Lawrence throws a hit there. Puck comes loose. Niners pick it up once again. Turned over at the red line. Gamecocks throw it back in, and it's lofted off the air. Ryan McGowan back to pick this one up to the left of his goaltender, Gormley. Throws this one 13 feet into the air. It's kicked back out. The Gamecocks have to touch up as now comes Rob Lawrence. It's like fires one high and wide there. Just past the blocker of Smith. Another shot there. Smith makes the save with the stick. Looks like Ryan McGowan tried to send one from a sharp angle forwards. Smith smothers that one for another face-off here. 12:26 to go in the first period. Still scoreless thanks to Colin Smith. He's been the busier of the 2 goals far in this hockey game.
Yeah, great entry from South Carolina there. Had to get back onside. Rob Lawrence with a nice little move, entering into the offensive zone and creating a couple of shots. Like you, Smith, good so far.
Some players not usually known for their offense will be looking to make some offensive contributions tonight with over 110 points of offense on the shelf tonight. Owen Thomas and the likes of Ronan Egan, Cam Mecca, Corey Hawkinson, Julian Reese, Mike Bolger. The list goes on and on out, being sure to give his top players a rest before Nashville next weekend. Hard to believe that's next weekend already. Puck just bouncing in front of the neutral zone a while. Gamecocks now back in their own zone. Tyler Oakley bounces this one in behind. Ryan McGowan picks it up. It's slapped towards the net there by one of the Charlotte players. The near side boards here, chipped all the way back around and thrown in goal. On goal, I should say. Liam Gormley gets the pad down, forced to make a bit of an awkward save, but that puck remains in the blue paint and not behind it. So another face-off here with just inside 12 minutes to go in this first period.
Yeah, an easy save turned dangerous there. Had that covered up and maybe has snuck between his legs, but that puck managed to stay out, and this game will remain scoreless.
Bit of a cheeky save there, though not as cheeky as Trip Russell's to finish the Auburn game last night. He lost the puck in behind the goal, spun around, did a complete 360, and made another save on the other side. So the Gamecock back down into Charlotte territory. Parker West heavy on that one, playing right wing tonight. Back to the point now. Pruden, his shot hit a leg. Ricochets off the glass. Salfia behind off the head of the goaltender. Rebound, he scores! Outstanding individual effort. Parker West gets the Gamecocks on the board. 11:18 to go in the first period. South strikes first yet again.
How about that effort from Parker West? That puck goes in behind the net. UNC 49er Salfia had some trouble controlling that puck. Parker West scooping in, controlling it, taking the first shot, bouncing it up in the air, and then getting his own rebound, backhanding it past Colin Smith. Great goal for Parker West on the board.
Solid heads-up play there by West. Literally banks it off the head of the goaltender from behind the goal line. Now he bats it in on the backhand. Parker West's second goal of the season. And now back the other way. Ian Powderly down the right side, just back into the offensive zone. The Gamecocks, no scoring goals in bunches. As now this puck turned over and back into the Gamecock zone it comes. Hunter Jackal strips a man of control, and he'll bounce this one back out to center. Intercepted, though. Back the other way. Coming on. It's a quick shot pull up there. Blocked aside by Duncan Hickman. It rolls to the near side corner and chipped back on in front. Gamecocks have someone out. No battling for it. Hunter Jackal now finally gives on for Ian Powderly. Over the blue line, Powderly with Noah Matty. Now across for Chad Lazine. Can't hang on to it. Down to the goal line now. In behind Smith. They'll move it near side. Pinching in is Duncan Hickman. He gets crunched. And the puck taken free now by MacArthur. Down the right side. Shot there. Ricocheted off a leg of Hunter Jackal. Up into the netting. 10:19 to go first period. Another whistle. South Carolina now on top. 1-0.
Hunter Jackal there, something we saw a lot of yesterday, last night in the Auburn game. Hunter Jackal along with a couple other South Carolina defending some good plays, blocking shots on the back check, and keeping pucks from getting the net.
Defensive zone draw won by the Gamecocks. It's Luke Rudman moving, and now Rob Lawrence down the right side. He gets tagged right in front of the Charlotte bench. Popping back up to his feet, though. Gets a stick up high. Play continues. Rudman centering past there. Quick shot by McGowan. Now in front. Can't be put home. And a big save there by Smith. He made that from the seat of his pants. Rob Lawrence sent a backhander, and Colin Smith robbed him blind. Second. And so the Niners moving in their defensive zone. They'll go laterally. Now out off the glass. McGowan keeps it in with a hand, though. Ryan McGowan sidestepped there. Stripped of control. Chips it back in after it came over the blue line. And so moving D to D now. Caleb Kreutzer for the 49ers. And some trouble in front of... As the puck is turned over, Michael Peak battling for it there. He's going to try to one-hand this one through. The Niners will flip this one back from their own blue line, in and out of the glove of Tyler Oakley. Going to go first period. And almost a turnover right in front. That puck drifting wide there on Gormley. Disruptive in front of the Gamecock goal. Sam McCarthy nearly chipping one in past the defenseman. Gormley smothers that one with a glove. And really one of the first big scoring chances here for Charlotte so far in this hockey game.
Good job of Gormley making that save on the other end. A great chance for the Gamecocks. As you said, Rob Lawrence backhand out in front, and Caleb Smith on the seat of his pants, lying down, makes the pad save. Great save by Smith.
Defensive zone draw won by the Gamecocks here. Far side face-off circle. Evan Hoey moves it across now. Coming on is Noah Matty. A collection of players along the near side really mine it for control. Nick Peters comes back. It rolls in behind Gormley's goal. Hoey up to the far side now. Intended for Collega. The Niners turn this one over, though. It's loose in front. Moved out. Near side. Unable to take control. This time it rolls back now. Looked like Philip Arnold, though. We had received word he was out of the... And back to the way for South Carolina. Collega, a long wrist shot. Knocked down on its way. That'll bring a crowd. Salfia makes sure Collega doesn't get any extra touches here with 8:40 to go. South Carolina still leading 1-0. And an offensive zone draw as fresh troops spill over the boards for the Gamecocks.
Well, the ice a little bit tilted right now, Dillon. We've said that quite a few times. He's made a couple of big saves for the 49ers, but a lot of shots for South Carolina here early on in the first period. We'll see if they can keep that up in the remaining 13.
At center ice as the puck was cleared, Avery Pruden's got to wait for everyone to touch up. Now he does. Stutter step down the right side. A rising shot goes up and over the goaltender. Chipped back in by Noah. Hard into the corner, battling a man for possession. It comes free, though. The Niners. So we will have offsetting minors now. As taking a look at the official from down below. Pruden received hold. And someone on UNC Charlotte got 2 for a cross check. That late play coming back down, retribution on Avery Pruden. So we'll skate forward here. 8:17 to go here in this first period. Offensive zone draw for South Carolina. Right after the Niners get involved, and so at the red line, Rob Lawrence tries to chip this one back through. It rolls back down past the South Carolina bench. A collection of battling for it, Rob Lawrence. Still in front of the Gamecock bench. Off the turnover, though. Feet in front. Shoots that one just wide. There by Weirden. Gamecocks pick up the loose puck. It's Hunter Jackal on the backhand. Taken now by Rob Lawrence across the blue line. Down the right side. Lawrence gathering speed. Fans on that shot opportunity. Shriver behind the goal now. Weirden. Drops this one off. Matt Shriver has some time. Minute 20 to go on the 4-on-4. Briggs drops that one back off. And they'll come over the red line. Sends this one across. Rob Lawrence tries to break that puck up, but it goes into the far side Gamecock corner where Duncan Hickman comes together with a couple of players. Puck back at the point now. Can't be held on to. Solid opportunity there. The Niners still trying to work that one on goal, and Gormley makes another save. Gets the shoulder down, the elbow as well. The crowd gathers afterwards, some pushing and shoving. Nothing will come of it, though. 7:17 to go in the first period. 1 minute exactly. 4 penalties to Avery Pruden. And another player for UNC Charlotte. The penalty box is directly below us, so can't exactly get a good look at that.
Yeah, and it looks like Liam Gormley, when we saw Trip Russell in net last night, that whole first period, he saw maybe 1, 2, 3 shots on net. Not a lot. Tonight, UNC Charlotte has coming out, getting pucks on net early on. And we'll see if they can keep this offensive momentum with 7 minutes to play in the first.
Gamecocks win the defense. One goes D to D for Tyler Oakley. They'll tap this one ahead. Oakley taken down behind the play. It will continue. Now it's McGowan across the blue line. Cutting diagonally across, going to the goal. Quick shot, McGowan, a nice save. And that puck pitchforked out of the air. McGowan goes crashing into the goal. The net is knocked off its moorings. And we'll have another. Cody Andriano less than pleased with the play of Nick Peters going towards the goal there. He'll have a conversation with the official. 6:57 to go in the first. 40 seconds remain on the 4-on-4. Gamecocks up 1-0. If you're just with us, Parker West, the lone goal scorer. So his second of the season. Noah Maddie lined up against all the right-handers for this offensive zone draw for the Gamecocks. It's won there by Maddie. Moved for Chad Lazine. He sends this one back to the blue line before rolling it back down underneath for jousting match in behind the goal. Maddie down to his stomach. He tries to play that puck, but he can't do it. And so back there they come the Niners with speed. Across the blue line now. Quick shot there. That past the blocker of Gormley. Launching that one was Ryan Burke. In behind the net, Evan Hoey now plays this one out far side. Held into the blue line. Long shot kicked aside by Gormley. Right pad save, and Noah Maddie goes awkwardly into the boards after that collision. A hit from behind. Maddie has some more words there. It was Chase Weirden. He's running all around, giving Gamecocks whacks anywhere he can. Evan Hoey trying to move this one. He's tripped up. Play continues now. Chad Lazine in the Gamecock zone. He'll try to double back. 5 resumes. Pruden back out of the box for South Carolina. And is Ian Powderly now across center red. Tries to go wide on Ray, and he can do it here. Down the right side, Ian Powderly pulls up at the hash marks. Doubles back, and then doubles back once again. Noah Maddie taken into the boards again. He chips that puck on for Chad Lazine around the far side. Behind the goal, battling for it there. Gets a shoulder up high. The puck rolls free for Ian Powderly. Walking in front of the goal, right into the slot here. Backhands that one out for Hunter Jackal. Sends a puck cross. We'll have a little delay here. Now Chad Lazine gets to it first for South Carolina. The pace slowing down. A centering pass, ricocheted in front. Goes wide, and now Powderly picks it up. Right, that one right in the slot. It's knocked away, and Chad Lazine on the rebound. Lazine from the goal line. He's got Powderly in behind the net. Doubles back at the hash marks now. Lazine, Crossman, pinching down low. Noah Maddie gets taken down by Weirden. They're having a spirited battle in front, and Duncan Hickman in below the 49ers goal. This puck finally cleared all the home squad. Hunter Jackal rolls back into the Gamecock zone to take this one. 5:04 to go in the first period. At center ice, Michael Peak on the ice now. Centering pass in front. Rudman a shot, and a nice save again. Colin Smith outstanding. And a crowd draws again. It's Rob Lawrence against the whole team. Being pushed and shoved around in front of the net like he's at a Metallica concert in the middle of a mosh pit. 4:53 to go, and the finally piece has been restored. That should not overshadow an outstanding save by Colin Smith.
Well, they call him Bobby Law for a reason. trying to pull everything in there, but you're right, Dillon. Colin Smith, another great save from a pass out in front, 2-on-1 situation. And one thing I would look for in the remainder of this game is the situation between Maddie and between Weirden. Spirited battle out in front in the slot earlier. Maddie's sat down on the ice a couple of times tonight, and I think they will jockey back and forth for the remainder of this one.
It was an awkward collision. Chase Weirden took Maddie from what looked to be behind. Maddie took exception to that. Those two sought each other out multiple times, and we do have a penalty, which will send South Carolina to the power play. So out of all of that, Gamecocks with their first offensive opportunity on the power play. Gus Brown in the box here for the night. Rob Lawrence will take that opening draw. And Rudman is shot there. A stick goes flying towards the net. Puck comes in the near side corner. Michael Peak, South Carolina's first power play opportunity. Peak, sharp angle, sends one there in front for Rob Lawrence. Ricochets wide and now back out to the point. McGowan takes it back now for Rudman. Top of the circle's far side. Down is Tyler Oakley. 3 power play goals this season. Second on the team, only to Owen Thomas with 4. Bouncing puck in front, settles into the skates of Rob Lawrence. Battling for it there, loose in front. Puck rolls back to the point and Tyler Oakley. Now for McGowan, far side. Ricocheted in front there. Nice save again by Colin Smith. Rob Lawrence with it now. Minute 25 to go on the man advantage. MacArthur intercepts it, and he gets dumped by Tyler Oakley, but not before he got the puck all the way down the ice. Gormley stops this one up for McGowan. Has some trouble with the puck. Chips this one up off the glass there. Kicked on now by Luke Rudman. Plays this one across ice. And on the ice now is Noah Maddie. Ed McGowan from his own blue line goes back for Maddie. Taken now by Tyler Oakley down the near side. He pulls up, chips this one back in, and now it's Weirden in his own zone. Near side corner, drops it off Tyler Oakley. Powderly behind the goal. 48 seconds on the man advantage. Centering pass there for Maddie. Now Chad Lazina turning shot. The net is off. Wide. The whistle is blown, and we'll have a stoppage here. 3:36 to go in the first period. Gamecocks protecting a 1-0 lead.
Strong start to the power play by the Gamecocks, something we saw in the Auburn game yesterday. Crisper passes in the offensive zone, good puck possession, and we've seen that so far on this power play tonight. South Carolina doing a good job of creating to make opportunities.
Weirden and Maddie on the draw. Peters from the point there. Has some trouble with his sticky fan on the one-time shot there. Into the far side corner. Waiting patiently, moves it back down low for Powderly. Back to Peters, top of the circles, near side, now for Powderly again at the hash marks. Doubles away from Chase Weirden, sends it back center point. Peters, now Powderly again. Right in front for Maddie, off his skate. 20 seconds to go on the first South Carolina power play. Point in Peters. Saucer pass now for Maddie, near side, cross ice, this time for Kalega. Kalega walks now, center point, gathering speed, takes a shot there, knocked down in front. Backhander Smith, and the rebound cleared out of the paint. Taken by Maddie, the Gamecocks hold it in. To the final 2 seconds, a long wrist shot there by Kalega goes wide. Even strength, the 49ers have killed off the pass by Nick Peters, looking for Noah Maddie. He tipped it wide. And now puck in behind the 49er goal. It is Ian Powderly, back for Noah Maddie. Flipping puck. Kalega now to his defensive partner in Peters. And they'll wrap this one back down far side. And it rolls around to the near as Ian Powderly taken to the boards. Collides with Chase Weirden. Far side again. Still in the offensive zone for South Carolina. Got some tired bodies here, though, as this one finally cleared back out. Tipped back in at center to the Gamecock zone. So no, coming up against UNC Charlotte, Joe Kalega picks this one up for the Gamecocks. Shovels a backhand pass up now for Michael Peak. Long wrist shot. Easy save there by Colin Smith with the stick. And so it comes down to the near side. Michael Peak going towards the goal. Loses it in front. Rudman follows on. Move it back to the point. Imprudent. Walking into the slot. A quick shot there and another pad save by Colin Smith. He's been all over it so far tonight. Rudman, the Gamecocks skating circles in the offensive zone and into the slot here. High slot, drops it off. Jackal, long wrist shot, knocked down on its way, cleared out of the paint again. Rudman from the goal line, picks it up, centering pass for Peak, and it's off. And now back the other way with some speed will be Briggs. Across the blue line now, offensive zone, pulls up and fires that one wide. Past the glove hand side of Lee. Have to go in the first period. A collision in the corner, delayed penalty. And that'll draw a crowd here. Some more pushing and shoving. Rob Lawrence, he's got himself in a scrap in the Gamecock corner. They're still going after it. Play has been stopped. It is Sam McCarthy. The two men are finally separated. McCarthy is without a helmet. And it looks like the Gamecocks will be shorthanded here. Minute 24 to go in the first period. Rob Lawrence to the penalty box once again.
Tough break to remainder of this first period shorthanded because that was a phenomenal power play and great puck possession in the offensive zone by the Gamecocks. When you hold on to the puck that long and have clean defensive zone, that defense is going to get real tired. We saw a couple of 49ers shifts that were out there on the ice for what seemed like 2-3 minutes. So a great job by this South Carolina. See if they can end up killing off this penalty with 1:24 left in the period.
Rob Lawrence, minute leader right now. Well, coming into this game with 43 of them. Was tied with Cam Mecca for the team lead. And now with Mecca on the shelf, Rob Lawrence acquiring 2 more penalty minutes to 45. And some conversations here. Nick Peters, the only player in the lineup for South Carolina wearing a letter, is the alternate captain. Rob Lawrence has a seat in the penalty box for South Carolina. McCarthy in the Charlotte box. We will see if we play 4-on-4, maybe 5-on-5. McCarthy looking like he got the instigator there. We'll keep an ear like a dress announcer. The face-off is all the way down to our left in the South Carolina zone. 5 Charlotte players on the ice. Alan Sirois has a conversation with the head official. And now the 5th Gamecock comes off the ice, so on the board, it is to Rob Lawrence. McCarthy, unless my eyes deceive me, is in the penalty box for UNC Charlotte, and my eyes do not deceive me. Short-handed for the first time tonight. Defensive zone draw, 1 off by the center, Nick Peters. Hunter Jackal chipped it out. Don't let the music fool you. The play is going on right now. Offensive zone draw here for the 49ers. A shot there. That one saved by Gormley. And loose in front. He's on his stomach. They wave it off here. And more pushing. Emily giving some shots. And now a full-on melee in front. A couple of Gamecocks being taken down. And the official having to restrain 2 players. Gormley's back up to his feet now. More shoves being given off player to player here. Michael Ray and Duncan hit it in the near side corner. Tough to see. We're all the way down to the left here. And that will bring more players to the penalty box. More downtime for us to figure out what exactly is going on.
Well, Gormley making a great initial save and then diving out head first. We saw Tripp do that last night for that puck. 49er was down there as well. Gormley not happy with it, giving him a shove. And leader, Duncan Hickman, 5th student at the University of South Carolina, taking matters into his own hands and going at it with Michael Ray. Not known as 2 bitter rivals between Hewlett and University of South Carolina, but one rivalry is certainly being created.
2 teams that don't see each other particularly often. 49ers playing out of the Carolina of the ACCHL. This is their first game at home since the month of November. They've won 3 out of their last 5 games. The first Niners have played a non-conference opponent. The Gamecocks have played 6 such games. This is their 7th. Gamecocks 5-0-1, that 1 being the low of the season. Going back in November against Brendan Hoey's Virginia Tech Hokies. Really an outstanding game. They get 4-2. Noah Maddie got his first goal of the season on an empty netter with just about a minute to go. Brendan Hoey, the eldest of the Hoey brothers, scoring 1 to make it 4-3. And the captain, Mason Wildgrub, raced back just seconds later, tying the game at 4. Where unfortunately, that's where the game ended. No shootout, no extended overtime, no nothing. We're still figuring out what exactly is going to happen here for UNC Charlotte. A neutral zone draw, 1 back by the Gamecocks. Nick Peters for South Carolina tries to clear that one. Patrick so D to D. And now on the breakout in the neutral zone, back the other way comes Charlotte. Across the blue line, down the left side, pulling up, setting that one in. Right towards, goes off the far side boards. A big save in front by Gormley off a secondary opportunity, and we've got another penalty already. A high sticking call will send Evan Hoey to the box. And the Gamecocks might need some extra storage space for all of their incarcerated players.
Yeah, another mistake late in this first period, opening the door for the 49ers to try and gain that tying goal before the end of the. They'll open up that second period with some 5-on-3 play.
1:19 is what remains. First penalty, so that'll be how we go for the 5-on-3 here. 1:19 seconds. Only 43.8 left in the first period, so unless the 49er, that will carry over for the earliest moments of period number 2. Haven't had a first period like this in quite some time. Most nights it's the Gamecocks scoring goals in bunches. Tonight it's the Gamecocks getting penalties in bunches. Offensive zone draw with the two-man advantage 49ers. Now a cross-ice pass sliding across is Gormley. He got it with the right pad. Able to deny a man right in the slot. Back out to the point now. Walkedy back down top of the circle. Shot saved by Gormley. Rebound on it. Back to his backside, and Gormley reaches out with the glove. Makes an outstanding save. Unbelievable effort by Gormley. Swimming around in his crease, making 2, maybe 3 big stops. 27.3 to go in the first period, and through all of this, the Gamecocks still have a 1-0.
3 big saves for Gormley, stopping all of them and falling down to the ice and making another save.
This puck cleared all the way back down. Colin Smith, the goaltender, stops this one and drops it off now for Salfia. 13 seconds to go as Salfia brings this one across the blue line. Left wing sends one in front. A backhand shot and an open cage. Somehow missed there. Putting that puck wide, Nick Johnson. Behind the goal, Ryan McGowan gets to it first, and that will do it for the first period in this one. Penalty minutes, abundant. Goals, not so much. Parker West has the lone tally for South, second of the season. And that is where we will leave you here for a brief moment. We'll send you to a break. They'll cut the ice. The boys will get a rest, and hopefully we will as well. Come back a little bit early for you. Zach and I will break down the first period. And it'll be the start of the middle frame here on the Capital City Sports Network, all presented by SGTV. Get injured or suspended. As the puck rolls free, offensive zone now. Jackal fires. That one is wide. No, Matty on the far side. Ricochets up and out. Moved back on now by the 49ers. Long shot right into the glove of Liam Gormley. He catches it, lays it down. Pruden. Behind the goal, Pruden stick handling a little too much there. Save right around in front by Gormley after the turnover. Now Rudman reaches on for that one. Pruden gives a whack there and he gets the puck. Now it's Williams underneath, centering pass. Ferrata, backhand shot. Gormley makes an outstanding save with the blocker from 5 feet out. Another big hit in the corner. A snap rolls free. This time it was not Nick Peters, notorious for breaking sticks. And now down the right side, it's Luke Rudman. A nice move into the slot. He's taken down, delayed penalty. Gormley, the puck rolls in on Smith. He makes the save as Luke Rudman slides into the corner. A crowd gathers. Will that be a penalty shot? Will he? Looks like they'll just give him a regular old tripping call, but From our vantage point, it looked like Rudman may have had a step there that could have been away.
Yeah, big chance for Rudman there. And on the other end, Avery Pruden, bad turnover in the defensive zone, giving the puck away, but good recovery to get that puck out. And then Charlotte, chance out in front, Gormley making another big save. And on the other end, an open chance for Luke Rudman. He had a one-on-one with the keeper, tripped up. It could have been a penalty shot, but instead, South Carolina will go to the power play yet again.
17:08 to go here in the second period. Gamecock's second power play opportunity of the night. The first period. So offensive zone draw there. Peak, Powderly, and Luke Rudman, the forwards up front. They got a quick shot there off the draw. It's smothered up high by. Been tested extensively throughout the first 20 minutes and the first 3 minutes of the second period. So they'll go back to the point now. It's Joe Collega. Holds on to that one before sending it back down low for Michael Peak. Now Luke Rudman advances it on under. Back to the point in Peters. Off the dasher for Powderly, picks it up, skates into it, and inches this one back down low for Rudman. Rudman, players in scoring. A centering pass there as Powderly robbed by an outstanding save there, Colin Smith. As we were saying, Luke leading scorer is the leading scorer among active players for South Carolina right now. 12 goals, 8 assists for 20 points. No surprise he's out there on the power play. And really no Colin Smith started this hockey game in goal for the 49ers as he has been outstanding.
Yeah, had another great save to the tally. Colin Smith is racking him up. Great save down on the ground.
Powderly in front by himself. A backhand shot. He tucks it home. A power play goal for Ian Powderly. Outstanding individual effort. South Carolina 2, UNC Charlotte nothing. 16.
And scores a goal to make this one 2-0.
Ian Powderly, the last guy you want to give time and space in front of the net, and he had both. Of the season, another player for the Gamecocks in double digits with goals scored. At center ice, Noah Matty chips this one on the backhand free. It leaks through one of the 49er players. Delayed offsides. Parker West gallops after that one. He doesn't touch it up, though, before it comes back out to the neutral zone, and Colin Burke slaps this one in. The slot, it popped off the stick of Colin Burke. Now following on to the secondary opportunity. Burke gets this one back out towards center. Salfia from behind his own blue line advances this one. It goes off a stick awkwardly there. And Evan Hoey has his own before it rolls back to the control of Salfia. Quick breakout pass. Advanced into the Gamecock net. Into the Gamecock zone, rather. Takes an awkward carom off the near side. Bounces directly to Liam Gormley's net. Bit of a dangerous play. But he's able to smother it for a face-off here. 15:40 to go in this second period.
Good second period for South Carolina. A couple of chances in the offensive zone, and they capitalized on that power play with Ian Powderly scoring his 10th of the year.
Defensive zone draw won by the Gamecocks. It's pushed back in immediately by the 49ers. Tyler Oakley rims that one around far side, really trying to wrestle that puck free. Following on is Luke Rudman. One gator against 3 or 4 49ers. He steps into the slot, shoots one there. A nice save by Smith. Puck rolls in behind now. Michael Peak taking it into the boards. Ian Powderly on the free puck. Tries to move this one back down for Tyler Oakley. Oakley sends this one. Rudman taken down there. A malicious trip there, if you've ever seen one. Rudman sends it free. Gormley heads to the bench. Powderly in front. Turning shot by Peak there. Smith makes a nice save. On for a face-off here. 14:59 to go second period. South Carolina recently scoring a power play goal to make it 2-0. They will have another opportunity here as the fade to the penalty box.
Yeah, South Carolina trying to pounce on the 49ers now. As Peak turns around and gets the rebound. Tries to tap that one home. Smith making another great play. Let in 2 goals so far tonight, but he has made some great plays as now South Carolina will go to the power play yet again.
Gamecocks averaging 6.63 goals for per game. An outstanding 49ers captain. Big smile on his face. It's Nick Peters for this defensive zone faceoff.
Great opportunity for South Carolina to run away with this game. Already up 2-0. Capitalize. They have a chance here.
Weirden wins the defensive zone draw. Short-handed. The 49ers in the offensive zone. Gamecocks thinking breakout, but you need the puck for that one. Second retreat now. Joe Collega picks this one up from behind his own goal. Sends it off the dasher there. Intended for Chad Lazine. Again, this is not the usual personnel on the ice for the Gamecock power play. Nick Matty on the far side. Instead, he pulls up and skates this one across the red line himself. Nick Peters, 5 goals this season. Outstanding on defense, but even better as a forward in the last few games. Noah Maddie with 1:09 to go on the man advantage for South Carolina. Offensive zone, Peters, left wing half boards. Back towards the blue line, sends it across for Maddie, winds and steps into a shot there. It goes off a shin guard. Rolls into the corner. Chad Lazine on this one, following is Joe Collega. The puck bounces. The 49ers take this one all the way back out. A rolling puck thrown on Gormley's goal. He'll paddle this one, and glove on top. Brings a face-off, 13:49 to go, as Chase was bearing down quickly, forcing Gormley to cover up and get a stoppage in play for Weirden's penalty killers.
Yeah, smart play by the UNCC captain, forcing Gormley to cover up on that puck. Now an offensive zone face-off for the 49ers. Shorthanded.
The Gamecocks have spent, seems like the majority of this power play in their own zone. As now Luke Rudman advances it out towards the center red. Taking on only one power play goal already tonight. Colin Burke breaks in, far side, moves it to his backhand there, though he's stripped of control. Luke Rudman battles for it as the puck drifts back out to center. Picks right back into the zone. It's Rudman through traffic, stick handling, drops this one off for Peak. Now Powderly in front. Knocked down on its way, gloved away. And it rolls back towards the blue line. Offensive zone, Gamecocks nicely held. Peak going down to one knee and willing that puck to stay in the offensive zone. Rudman skates towards the slot, drops this one back on for Hoey. A turning shot there as that puck not pinching down is Colin Burke. Gamecock got to be careful here. Burke has it again in the circle. A shot there, saved by Smith. And a puck loose in front. Gormley smacking to get the power plays expired. Rudman trying to get a shot off. It rolls back to the point, and Burke holds, fires. That one just wide there. Past the glove of Colin Smith. 12 here in this second period. The puck drifting back to Gormley, and icing will be called. And another faceoff will send this one back down to our left Carolina. They fail to score on the power play. They'll drop to 1-3 on the night.
Well, we talked about Colin Burke yesterday with that Auburn game, taking a more offensive approach. And we're seeing similar things from him as he gets a couple of shots as in the similar area as last night, down that left side of the ice. A couple of good shots, one missed the net. South Carolina's power play goes empty-handed.
Well, we talk about player transformations. Colin Burke, one of the more physical players in training camp, kind of dialed him back in favor of some offensive approaches, at least here in the more recent hockey games, which is not something you typically look for from a sixth defenseman, but Burke seems to be making it work for himself. Hasn't found the score sheet quite yet. Avery Prudenback throws this one up. Burke, the only Gamecock in the lineup tonight, aside from Evan Hoey without a goal. Now a shot goes high and wide there from Tyler Oakley. Oakley back 49ers goal. Taking the task there, chips the puck free, works it to himself. Centering pass there for Hunter Jackal, knocked aside there by the blocker of Smith. Centering pass broken up. The way come the 49ers, a rolling puck. They can't pick up that breakout pass. Avery Pruden chips this one back out for Ryan McGowan. 11:44 to go here in the second. Neutral zone, the puck pinballing around Ryan McGowan. Goes off a couple of players. Puck picked up by Lazine, 2-on-0. Lazine, quick shot there, save made. Rebound cleared out of the paint. So for Joe Collega heading towards the net, he couldn't cash it in. Now back into the Gamecock zone, broken up nicely there by Ian Powderly. And he turns the Jets on through center ice. Powderly gaining speed now. Tries to take that one right up the slot. He'll lose control of that one, but he gets it himself after it in the near side corner. Ian Powderly, 10 goals this season. And a quick little chop shot there goes high and wide out of the glove of Smith. A sharp angle shot right around in front. The 49ers break that one up. They'll loft this one right in front of the Gamecock bench. On one for the 49ers. Down the near side, centering pass, alone in the slot. A shot goes wide there. Chase Weirden had a solid look at the cage. Away we come. It's Ian Powderly, far side. 10:49 to go in the second period. End to end. Really the first time we've seen this pace of play in quite some time. And not in the game you would exactly expect it. Colin Burke, a pirouette at center ice. He hangs onto the puck. Now finally backhands this one back in. It's gloved down by one of the 49ers. This one back. Icing will be called as Evan Hoey touches it up. And another face-off all the way back down as Hoey helps the official out. He saucers that puck down. 10:29 to go, second period. South Carolina still protecting its 2-0 lead.
Well, you're absolutely right, Dillon. The pace has certainly picked up in this game. A couple of odd man rushes for both back-to-back-to-back. The best of those coming for UNCC, a 3-on-1. Hoey the only one back. And it was the captain, Chase Weirden, missing the net, one-on-one with the keeper. UNCC can't capitalize.
So in the neutral zone, Nick Peters brings this one on. He kind of doubles back into his defensive zone. Evan Hoey throws this one up for Michael Peak down the right side. Can't corral that puck, so it goes in behind the 49ers goal. They'll try to break this one out as Peters dumps a man. Along the near side, the 49ers run into each other. That'll send Peters back after him again. down on the ice. Turning shot by Peak, delayed penalty. Finally touched up there by UNC Charlotte. We will have a tripping call. Looks like it will send the Gamecocks to a power play here. 9:59 to go, period number 2.
The power play, UNCC losing their discipline after that physical, aggressive first period. A lot of scrappiness and fights. It looks like it'll be Andriano sent to the box for 2 minutes. And South Carolina, another chance to put goals up on the board with 10 minutes here in the second period.
Maddie, Powderly, and Lazine out there. That is the Gamecocks' effective first line so far for tonight. Collega and Peters out there on the back end. Collega has it now at the blue line. Center point sends one there. Nice shoulder save by Colin Smith. He never saw that puck until the last moment. And as Peters tries to advance that puck for Joe Collega, it rolls past his stick, so Collega has to come back and pick it up from in behind Gormley's. That'll knock 20 seconds off the Gamecock power play. Stretch pass has Chad Lazine. He finds it and goes over the blue line with it. Drops it off now for Slot. Battling forward there. He's dragging 49ers with him. Moves it down low. Powderly back for Peters there. Give and go broken up. The 49ers clear the zone. Roaming out of his cage to play this puck is Liam Gormley. Pulls it off and drops it now for Joe Collega. Reinforcements on the penalty kill for UNC Charlotte. Beeler out now. Chase Weirden. And this puck, as Joe Collega tried to advance that one up ice, it ricocheted players out of play, so that'll move the faceoff up and ahead into the neutral zone.
Not as much offensive time so far this power play. South Carolina trying to possess the puck and get as many passes cleanly as they did on that first power play, Dillon. We saw very efficient puck movement and a lot of chances.
And even through some of the later opportunities last night against Auburn, the Gamecocks did not cash in on those later power plays, but puck movement was what stood out the most. And for a coach, even if you're not scoring on a power play, especially in a game like that when you've got a 4-goal lead late in the third period, when you can see your players moving the puck around that effectively on the power play, that's an encouraging sign. And it really builds some confidence for the players going forward. So when that next power play rolls around, they know what they're doing, and they have a better chance of putting the puck in.
Absolutely, especially when it's so close to tournament play and you have these guys with tournament play. You want to have the hot team. You want to be able to move that puck smoothly like you talked about, Dillon, and it's good to see those guys doing that, just that.
Gamecocks breaking this one through the neutral zone here. 45 seconds on the man advantage. Having some trouble on the zone entry here. Again, players not used to playing on the power play, so the system a little foreign for them. But in behind the goal, Hunter Jackal gets taken down. 3 defensemen on the ice right now. Rob Lawrence and in behind the goal. Moving this one back down, knocked away. Luke Rudman, the only other forward for South. McGowan and Oakley, 3 defensemen out there. Into the glove of Colin Smith, another face-off here. 17 seconds remain on the man advantage. 8:16 to go in the second period. 2 goals on the board, and they both belong to South Carolina. Parker West and Ian Powderly.
And freshman Hunter Jackal doing a great job screening the goalie out there on this power play, making tough shots even tougher, especially from that area on the ice.
Peters wins the offensive zone draw forward, almost on goal. And now a jam play along the far side boards. Knocked away, and it goes back down below the goal line. Peters tries to pin a man there. Loose in front, a Gamecock tumbles down. The puck rolls onward, and now it's flipped all the way back out. Glove down by Pruden at center ice. Given on for Duncan Hickman. Back for Pruden, even strength. 49ers have killed it off, intercepting that puck. Now back the other way. A solid collision with Duncan Hickman. And now all the way back out. Michael Ray from his own zone chips this one off the boards. And the glass as well. Too far for Parker West. Glove down by Avery Pruden in front of his own goal. He's hacked and whacked at there by Michael Ray. The puck out towards center ice. Peters sends a solid shoulder. Now here's Pruden. He's got a step by himself. Avery Pruden to the backhand, a shot. He sent it wide of the glove there. Biggest offensive opportunity we've seen for Avery Pruden this season. He sends it by the wayside. As Hoey chops a ball from outside of the blue line, which will allow the Gamecocks to get a full line change here. Ian Powderly chips this one back in, picks it up right wing, dangling around players into the for now below the goal line. Ian Powderly doubling back, looking for Colin Burke at the point, instead going back down low. It's Nick Peters behind the goal. Couple of head fake freely up for Colin Burke. Blue line shot, knocked down on its way. It pops to the far side corner where Powderly waits for it. Ian Powder against 3 Charlotte forwards. The puck just kicks along back to the near side underneath. Though it's held in at the point by Colin Burke. Still, now for no ice feed for Lazine. It goes wide. Ian Powderly picks it up off the boards, doubling back, sending this one across into the slot for Colin Burke. Another backhand shot, that one goes wide. And puck retrieval aficionado Ian Powderly gets in after it once again. And the puck finally cleared here by the 49 as it rolls to the near side on Liam Gormley. 6:12 to go, second period. Icing is called. Face-off goes all the way back down to our left. A whistle and a rest.
And a couple of good chances for South Carolina, the best of which coming. Nick Peters checking his man off the puck right on that blue line, allowing room for Avery Pruden to go one-on-one with the keeper. Just missed the net there. For the Gamecocks and good communication on who's taking the puck and who's taking the man.
Offensive zone draw won by the Gamecocks. They haven't a nice save by Smith. He kicks that one out. He's been solid down low. Tons of pad saves and stick saves. Getting the rebounds out of the dangerous areas in the midst of a line change. So a 3-on-1 for South Carolina. Lawrence drops it off. Peeked the wrist shot, sent that one wide. Ryan McGowan sends the loose puck back down low. It is Rob Lawrence out of the box after a 10-minute misconduct that he and a number of other players received after that dust up in front. That puck popping all the way up in the air. Straight off a stick. It rainbows right into the catch glove of Colin Smith. Another whistle and a face-off here. 5:34 this time remain in the second.
Big chance on the 3-on-1 for South. Bad decision for the line change for UNCC defenders. And a great job by, I believe that was number 18, Nick Johnson, getting back to break on one. The shot goes wide, creating a little bit of tension in that offensive zone.
Charlotte tries to break and a puck out of play. Up into the bench, Sam McCarthy will shake his head in disgust. So the face-off will come back out. Stop and go here in this second period. There are still just under 5.5 minutes to go in it. So the center right, that will see Rob Lawrence step in for the Gamecocks. Chips this one forward, and racing after it now is Luke Rudman into the offensive zone down the left underneath the Charlotte goal. Backhanded there. Michael Peak kind of sandwiches that puck against the boards with his body. No one can really, a couple of players dig for it in the maze of skates. And now finally comes free, but it's moved back to the point where Ryan McGowan takes over. Sends aside by the goaltender Smith. Lawrence sees a turnover, although it's turned right back over. So UNC Charlotte fires this one back in from the blue line. Behind Gormley's goal, McGowan chops at that rolling puck. Takes him into the boards there. It is McCarthy. Lawrence rips that, sends it along far side. Knocked down, sent in front of the goal, too wide there. Nice opportunity, and McGowan goes awkwardly into the boards. He pops right back up, though. Keep an eye on number 4. Back out to the blue line. The 49ers have it. Although it's turned over and kicked back out to Simmer. Nice stretch pass. Rudman's got it into the zone, right side. Fires one there, knocked down, and goes over the net. Moved back down low behind the goal for Rack, though, after being unable to corral that puck, and so back the other way. Charlotte gains the blue line. South Carolina territory, and it's chopped back out here by Joe Collega. Comes together, and now it is Parker West down the right side. Tries to sidestep a man. He's knocked off his puck. And the 49ers counter once again with 3.5 to go. Here in this second period, Nick Peters takes over, and he motors on ahead through center. Over the blue line, left wing, shoots one there, in and out of the glove. The rebound was Avery Pruden. He tucks the loose puck back down low for Peters, though it goes too far. And racing back over to the near side boards, Duncan Hickman, able to hold that puck in the offensive zone, and he Gamecock bench. And some extra hands up high. Play continues. Collega in front. Peters on his backhand, can't get a shot off. Moved back out, and a 2-on-1 develops. Hickman, the lone man back for South Carolina. Coming over, nicely breaks that play up. Taking the puck away there from John Dietrich. A turning shot goes wide at Gormley. Dietrich follows on for Charlotte. Joe Collega chops that one up off the high glass. Ian Powderly races after it. Negates the icing. No, he does not. Ian Powderly behind the play by a margin of sorts, but icing still called here. 2:51 to go in the second period. The ACHA does play the hybrid icing, so if the attacking player beats the defenseman to the tops of the circles, the official lets play continue, and it's whoever. If the defensive player beats the forward back to the tops of the circles. Icing is immediately called in an attempt to negate visions behind the net with both players going a full speed, 100 miles an hour into the boards. So they dropped that puck in the neutral. Perhaps an admission of guilt by the official. As to say, Ian Powderly had beaten the defenseman back to the circles as Liam Gormley sends a flapper out from about 90 feet. We've got a stoppage in play here. The reason is unconfirmed to go here in the second period. Gamecocks still a 2-0 lead. Both of those goals coming in the first period.
Well, earlier on, we got to see Luke Rudman do his thing. Collects the puck, showing great patience at the blue line, collecting it with his skates, and then using that acceleration, just bursts into a second gear and working his way down the ice earlier. Nothing to come of it, but good play by Luke Rudman.
Ian Powderly with the puck now. He had the most recent South Carolina goal. My apologies, that goal did come at the beginning of this second period. Now it's centering pass there. Chad Lazine gets denied. An outstanding right pad save there by Smith. And the puck rolls all the way back. Will be waved off as Hunter Jackal touches that puck. It came to a rolling stop right inside the faceoff circle. Jackal gets spun around. He can't get the puck out of the zone. Beals with Lazine in front of the 49ers bench. Chad Lazine finally fighting a man off. Hunter Jackal with the puck. Cross-ice pass off the boards. Outstanding pass there. Now Powderly down the right side, drops it off. Matty steps into that one, a shot. Save made by Smith. Batted up into the air by Chad Lazine. It goes behind the goal. And they will whistle a high stick on Chad Lazine. Not the penalty, but the stoppage in play, so the faceoff will come outside of the zone. Minute 42 to go in the second.
Well, that was pretty to watch by Hunter Jackal. All the way down the ice, stretch pass off the boards. Perfectly placed for Ian Powderly to work down the ice. A drop pass from Powderly. And a shot on net the air. Good save by Colin Smith. But the Gamecocks are looking crisp.
Outstanding breakout pass by Hunter Jackal. And a nice diving play by Tyler Oakley. Shutting down the 49ers rush into the Gamecock zone as the puck is bounced back out towards center. Back in, McGowan picks it up, dusts it off, and sends it up for Rob Lawrence, who finds Michael Peak streaking towards the goal. By himself, a Peak, backhand shot, kicked out there by the goaltender Smith. Michael Ray battles for a delayed penalty here. Liam Gormley comes to the bench. More afterwards, finally touched up by the 49ers, right as Gormley makes his way to the bench on the bench door. To the delight of the 49ers fans just to our left. Same fans' dismay, a 49ers penalty up on the board.
Yeah, and that'll go to number 49. That's Ryan Burke. And so another period. We're at the start of this third period. If the Gamecocks can't score here, they will start with a man up on the 49ers. And a chance to blow open this lead. The score only 2-0, though it feels like South Carolina has been in front for much longer.
A jam play along the side of the net now. Ryan McGowan from the point. The puck moves into the far side corner. Pinching in now. The Gamecocks having some trouble with it. Turning now Tyler Oakley. Able to keep it in the zone, though. Oakley teams up with Rob Lawrence. He's on there with Luke Rudman. Below the goal line for Michael Peak. Getting more ice time tonight than most of these players are used to. Peak's out there every other shift. A point shot by McGowan, kicked out by Smith. The rebound comes to Peak. Near side boards, he waits for it. Center point, McGowan a blast there. That one fought under Smith. Inside 30 seconds in this period. Peak shot right into the skates there. And now a shorthanded break back the other way for the 49ers. It is Weirden. Far side, that play broken up by Oakley. He goes spinning into the boards. Now a shot there easily kicked out by Liam Gormley. 14 to go in the period. Rob Lawrence sets in his own net. Breakout pass. 120 feet back out to the far blue line. Peak picks it up, sends it on goal. Sticked aside by Colin Smith. Chipped back in by Ryan McGowan. Time expires in the second period. So one goal in that second frame. In power play, Parker West the lone goal in the first period. And through 40 minutes, the Gamecocks have a 2-0 lead. They'll head into the locker room. Bit of a different feel to this game than perhaps they're used to, but they'll Welcome back to the Capital City Sports Network. The players have just taken the ice here for the third period. South Carolina will move left to right once again. Liam Gormley, the goal down to our left for the final 30 minutes. 49 seconds of power play time remain for South Carolina. An abbreviated power play. The Gamecocks just one advantage so far tonight. They will have an abbreviated opportunity to try and click those numbers back up a little bit here. This is a close game, regardless of who it is. It's close for any regular hockey team, but for the Gamecocks averaging 6.63 goals for per game, this is a close game. How do you want to finish if you're South Carolina?
Well, certainly you usually see a lot of offensive output from South Carolina in a lot of their games. But in this one, Coach Surwa told his guys he wants to finish strong, maybe get off to a quick start with the opportunity on the power play to start the third period. We'll see if they do that, try to hop on the 49ers from the get-go.
Perhaps the PA announcer or whoever's in charge of playing the music. Earlier on, we were talking about Rob Lawrence being in the middle of a mosh pit like he's at a Metallica concert, for whom the bell toll is playing right now. My favorites, but not that makes a difference. Noah Matty and Chase Weirden off the center ice face-off. Gamecocks win this one back again. An abbreviated power play here, just about 45 seconds left on it. Zone fans on a clearing attempt. Takes a hit there from Michael Ray. The puck rolls free, picked up by Noah Matty. In the neutral zone, it bounces off the stick of Ian Powderly. He races after it, one-hands it across there, intended for Matty. Has some trouble hanging on to that one. Stripped of control along the far sideboards, and nice glove down there by Tyler Oakley at the red line for a moment. Let's chip back in, and now Ryan McGowan in behind his own goal. McGowan breaking it out for South Carolina. Teammate with Philip Arnold of UNC Charlotte. He's not playing in tonight's game, but Arnold was his defensive partner back in high school with Ryan McGowan. They played together since they were 11 years old. Penalty time has expired. They've killed it off now. One-time shot by Matty. Ricochets up and over the goalie. Got a fanned on and a rolling puck line into the corner. Gamecocks now 1 for 5 on the man advantage. Rolling puck taken now by Matty in the far side corner. Scored a goal last night. Third in a Gamecock uniform. And now Ian Powderly rides the circle again. He's been all over the ice for South Carolina. In tonight's contest, puck off the boards. Chad Lazine centering pass, pops all the way up in the air. Pitchfork there by Ian Powderly. Knocked down, but it rolls back out to center before being dumped back in by the Gamecocks. For a line change, others like Powderly stay out. And now it's Rudman at the red line. Stripped of control, back the other way with some speed. Down the right, shot there, saved by Gormley. Gus Brown down the right wing, and he's given another chop as he skates through in front of the Gamecock slot. That'll take off about 1 minute and 40 seconds here of the third period, and though unsuccessful on the power play, Gamecock still not a bad start to this first period.
Chad Lazine setting up Noah Matty out in front. Matty with a one-timer in the slot, and he couldn't get all of his stick on it. Sends that one high. Break for the 49ers.
Rolling puck down in the Charlotte zone. A delayed penalty. As the Gamecocks touch that one up, they'll tag Luke Rudman for hooking. 18:07 to go in the third period, so we have our first penalty that was called in the third. It belongs to Luke Rudman. He'll go sit for 2 minutes, his 12th penalty minutes of the season.
Penalties in that second. South Carolina were responsible for 0 of them, as Rudman picks up the first penalty call since the first period. We'll see how this Gamecock penalty kill unit.
CHA college hockey. Georgia has to schedule, as Gormley sees that puck out of his cage and now it's cleared back out. Georgia has to schedule all of their home games around the Classic Center and all the conventions that come in through there. So they're playing huge chunks of home games at a time, and then they can go 3 or 4 months without a game at the Classic Center. Well, that is not going to be a problem for very long. As we said, they're the 500-seat arena. They're set to begin construction of that within the next year. But meanwhile, all of this going on, it's Joe Collega shorthanded for South Carolina over the blue line in the slot. A shot knocked away up over the netting after ricochets off the stick of Michael Ray. 17:28 to go in the third period. 1:21 on the penalty to number 20 for South Carolina, Luke Rudman.
And that new convention center you're talking about, Dillon, is a big step in the right direction for the SEC Hockey Conference. As you well know, they added a bunch of new teams to start the season this year, a couple of which will be playing in the SEC tournament in Nashville.
Many of the regulars we've gotten so used to seeing in that tournament: Tennessee, South Carolina, Georgia, Ole Miss, Arkansas, and some new faces. FAU and Georgia Tech find themselves in the mix as well. FAU, the 3 seed, Georgia Tech, the 5. As a shot ricochets in front, they score. Point shot batted down on its way to the net. It passes past Liam Gormley, and the lead is 2-1. Gamecocks on top still, though not by quite as much.
Yeah, good goal from the 49ers there. Shot a bunch of bodies out in front of Gormley. Gormley couldn't see it, and it looked like it was deflected up into that corner. Gormley had no idea where that puck was until it was behind him. And all of a sudden, the 49ers are back in this game as they score on the power play, making this one 2-1.
Considerable amount of time in this hockey game, 17 minutes. And the deficit, now just 1 goal. Rob Lawrence breaks in, right around in front, takes a hook and a delayed penalty. Has it again here in the offensive zone, sends it back out. It leaks past Avery Pruden, and a rolling puck just a few feet wide of the vacated South Carolina goal. Extra attacker Noah Matty on with the puck now. And the fans have come alive here in Indian Trail. Duncan Hickman gets crunched, dishes the puck on now for Rudman. Cutting in the slot, pulls up, fires one, and he scores! Luke Rudman alone in front. Outstanding hands. Fires one past the blocker there of Colin Smith. Get it right back, 3-1. 16:30 to go in the third period.
What a quick answer for the Gamecocks. In the last couple of games, we've seen a couple of 6-on-5 goals. And as Gormley leaves the ice, a dangerous play. The puck rolls down and almost looks like it was going in their own net. Luckily, it goes wide. Hushin getting the puck into the zone and keeping possession to hold on to that 6-on-5. And Rudman with a rocket right in between the circles and got left by Colin Smith. Make this one 3-1. Quick answer for the Gamecocks.
Rudman's been trying that all night. That slot area has been open. The Gamecocks trying to put on some one-man shows in that slot area. It hasn't worked too well until just now. Rudman dragging players with him across that high slot, fires it from right between the hash marks as he cuts across, pulls the goaltender off his angle, and just like that, the Gamecocks have reached a 2-goal lead here.
And it looks like they're going to remain on the power play.
Well, they'll still be given a penalty, and we'll wait for the announcement from PA address announcer here. Pardon me, we're trying to get all this figured out at once here. A penalty's on the board. South Carolina goes back to the power play, even though they scored on a delay. So Ian Powderly down the right side now, gets a stick across the ankles, cuts in front of backhander. No, he'll hang on to it. In behind the goal, Powderly, greasy in and net so far tonight. He's got the puck now, far side, face-off circle, drops it off Collega. Rotating back down low, sends one into the slot intended for Powderly. He had the stick cocked there like he was ready for the one-time shot. He picks a man's pocket and has the puck again. Down low, Noah Matty. To the top, Joe Collega. Back for Matty. Cross-ice pass, looking for Lazine there. He had the one-time already. Puck never found its way to him, though. Lazine regains control in behind the goal. Dishes this one on the backhand, Collega. Far side point, now Lazine, hash marks, pulls up, fires one, save made, rebound, Powderly, can't get a shot on goal, nice diving block there. Still loose in front, follow-up save, they score! And Lazine on the power play.
Still power play. Now, we did deal with a situation like this in the SEC tournament last year, if you can remember that far. Goal was scored during the 6-on-5, but they kept the power play. It is one of the stranger rules here in the ACHA. Play ends up getting 2 goals for the Gamecocks.
5 skaters back on the ice now. This puck flipped end over end. It bounces awkwardly right in front of Gormley, but he gets his body on top of it, makes the save, and moves it now for Evan Hoey. Sends a breakout pass up the boards. Joe Collega. Swiss Army knife, as he is called by assistant coach John Copelandberg. Can play a little forward, little D, a little bit of anything. He may have even made a joke in passing about playing goaltender one night, but we'll save that for later on. Charlotte goes D to D. Shriver chips this one back up. Now Williams sends it in from the red line. Rolling after it now is Colin Burke. In his own zone, breakout pass for Parker West. He's playing wing as well tonight. Sends it over for Joe Collega, chips this one back in, and he gets crunched. Puck rolls in behind the goal of Smith, and back to the point. Burke, a long shot there, knocked down, on its way. It rolls off the boards, and now Peters sends one there. Stick there by the goaltender, Colin Smith, is behind the play. We've got more going on. Nick Peters battling for it. And now from their own blue line, the 49ers take over. Delayed penalty finally called here. Joe Collega touches the puck up. And it is South Carolina's turn to go sit in the box for 2 minutes.
Well, after that first goal in this period for the 49ers, South Carolina answered back quickly, picking up that second goal off the stick of Noah Matty. And since then, they have been dominating the offensive zone, getting chances out in front on those 2 power play added man scenarios. And now they will be down a man for 2 minutes as Collega will skate to the box.
Whistle right off the face-off here, so we'll re-drop it. End-to-end action, and 4-1. The Gamecocks have improved their goal, though it is not the 5, 6, or 7 goal lead they have somehow become accustomed to. Center point now, a shot there. The rebound loose in front. He pounces on top of that one. A solid blast from the point coming off the stick there. And it's knocked down in front. Patrick Salfia. He's been buzzing around all night for UNC Charlotte, one of the more notable players. Now another offensive zone draw for the 49ers. The official takes a tumble there. He gets back to his feet unshaken. Patrick Salfia, D to D, he gets it back. Top of the near side, circles, creeping back down low. No one there to tap it home. So it rolls back up where it can be chipped back underneath. A shoulder up high on Duncan Hickman. Some more wax. No penalty called. Play continues. From the point there, knocked down by Chad Lazine. He's on with Hunter Jackal, Noah Matty, and Duncan Hickman. The puck spills back out towards Via, takes over. And in the neutral zone as fresh bodies come on for South Carolina, they get the power play regrouped and they'll go back in. It's Weirden. Chopped away by Duncan Hickman. He clears the zone. Short-handed, Michael Peak trying to break back in. 13 minutes to go here in the third period. 53 seconds advantage here for UNC Charlotte. Wrapped back in. The Gamecocks clear the zone, making things difficult. Patrick Salfia, the alternate captain, picks things up, steers it away from Michael Peak in his own zone. Now he uses his speed out to the near side. Across center red, flips a backhand pass out towards center and off sides. Overzealous on that zone entry, the home squad, and so we'll have another face-off here with 12:42 to go in the third period. If you are just with us, Parker West and Ian Powderly scored the opening 2 goals for South Carolina. The 49ers would counter with a goal early on in this third period, but Luke Rudman on a delayed penalty and then Chad Lazine on the power play have gotten us to the score we see on the board right now. It's 4-1 South Carolina as they clear the zone, knocking the power play to 20 seconds. Behind the net, the 49ers set this one up. It's Beeler now across center ice. Throws that one into the skates of Michael Carolina. Retrieved and fired down the ice by Tyler Oakley. And on the forecheck, Ian Powderly creates a turnover as the goaltender, Colin Smith, came out to play that one. It's rubbed out along the near side by Beeler. He's quickly back to his feet. And the penalty has expired. Joe Collega back on the ice now for the Gamecocks. Powderly in the offensive zone behind the net. Finds Collega in the slot. A quick shot there. That one misses just past the glove of Colin Smith. It rolls up the boards and escapes Avery Pruden. Back now towards corralled by South Carolina. They pick it up and move this one as Joe Collega is bumped off of it. Back in now with some speed. A quick angle. Did that go off the bar? They'll say it did. The puck stays out. From the right wing, a laser beam of a shot there. Hey, taking that one. Ricochets off the crossbar behind Liam Gormley. Stays out of the net. And we'll have a roughing call here. Sitting minutes, Max MacArthur. Another power play for South Carolina.
Yeah, and the 49ers have not controlled their discipline as now the captain's talking about a great chance there. What a shot. Gets by Gormley, but a goalie's best friend, the crossbar, keeping that one out. And score remains 4-1, and now South, off of that shot, have a power play, which they have been very good on tonight.
That was a strange one, though. Usually a shot with that much velocity is that by Smith. A shot with that much velocity, if it rings off the crossbar, we're going to hear it. We didn't hear it from down here, but we certainly saw it. So Joe Collega in the offensive zone for South Carolina. Peters there, and Smith seals that goal post along the far side. It was a sharp angle. He cuts it off and gets the face-off with 11:23 to go. A minute 45 remain on the South Carolina power play. Still a considerable amount of time. All 5 Gamecock power play men, typically defensemen. Burke and Hoey on the back end, and now a sharp angle shot from Collega, absorbed by Smith. He's out there with Wes and Peters. Although we had a conversation with Cam Mecca during the intermission, echoed what we were saying last night. once everyone's healthy and back in the lineup, it's going to be tough to put Nick Peters back on defense because of how well he's played centering that fourth line.
That just goes to show when you're hot, if you're doing the right things, it's tough to keep you out of the lineup, and he has certainly done a good job for this Gamecock squad.
Corey Hawkinson has typically played wing as this puck escapes Colin Burke. Now a shorthanded opportunity back the other way for Charlotte's Nick Peters. The right-handed shot wearing number 6 in white. And it comes back in, and now it is South Carolina's Nick Peters. He fires one right into the glove there. How about that? Peters against Peters, Nick against Nick. And neither one of them was able to score, though. The South Carolina iteration of Nick Peters put that one into the glove of the goaltender, Colin Smith. He'll hang on for a face-off. And for South Carolina, number 12 goes off. For Charlotte, number 6, Nick Peters stays on. And if you're confused, that's okay. And been sent down by Nick Peters, a bit of a strange sentence if you are familiar with the team. Hickman back up to his feet now. Luke Rudman, backhand just picked up, reeled in, and dished back all the way down. No icing called as the 49ers are still on the power play. An awkward collision in behind the goal, one of the Niners. Though he does have the puck, though, along the far side board, shorthanded. Away from Duncan Hickman, picking up the puck now, Rob Lawrence. Luke Rudman, far side pass, Duncan Hickman throws a hit. Rob Lawrence using one of Noah Maddie's sticks tonight, as his was broken quite some time ago. He usually uses, but they did not bring Owen Thomas's stick because Owen Thomas was not playing, so the stick thief, Rob Lawrence, makes his rounds, and he's ready. As Gormley paddles this puck aside, still 16 seconds to go on this South Carolina power play. Not much has happened since the most recent Nick Peters shot into the glove of Smith, though Luke Rudman controls now at center. The Gamecocks breaking into the zone here. Right side, Rudman centers one there, looking for Rob Lawrence. He crashes into the goaltender a little bit here. Michael Peak battling to keep that puck into the zone, but he can't do it. It's Chase Weirden. Down the right side at even strength. Here come the 49ers. Lowering the shoulder in front. And now Tyler Oakley sends that man wide. Battle in behind the goal. Gamecocks and 49ers come together along the near side corner, and Luke Rudman watches as this puck finally rolls to him and is finally pinned back up against the boards and slapped back down where Tyler Oakley can control it. That one thrown off a glove and off the Gamecock bench before it finally clatters back to the playing surface, so we'll have...
Yeah, and they did a really good job on that power play, getting shots on Colin Smith. But Colin Smith making 4 or 5 saves on that power play. The first one off a deflection right out in front. Some quality saves from Colin Smith. And after that power play, a couple of chances for UNC Charlotte. As a collision behind the net now turns into a fight.
Oh, here comes McGowan. McGowan, someone's lost a helmet there. He's going after it. Gus Brown. Players having to be separated here. McGowan still throwing hands here. McGowan may have thrown a kick there. Not sure about that one. McGowan's down on the ice. Tyler Oakley being restrained right now, and at least from our vantage point, this has been coming all night. Ryan McGowan was visibly disturbed early on in the first period. I had glanced down at my notes right at the moment of truth. Ryan McGowan has been ejected from the hockey game. I did not see the incident sparked McGowan's rage. It was just a collision in behind the Gamecock net. Again, right here, we're all the way down, almost on the UNC Charlotte goal line. So the South Carolina zone is planet, at least from where we're sitting. McGowan is the only player who has been ejected from the game. In the penalty box right now, Max MacArthur for without a helmet, Gus Brown, the first victim of McGowan's rage, primary target.
On 4 violence, as it looked like behind the net, McGowan came up against Gus Brown, and they ran into each other. Both went down to throwing punches at each other. Knocked the helmet off of Gus Brown. Dangerous scenario when you're throwing punches at a guy with a helmet and you don't have one on. As the officials currently talk things over with team captains and players, we'll see what is made of the McGowan back here with 9 minutes to go in the third.
This is exactly what we were talking about. You don't want players to get in.
Luckily, no one was injured, but we'll see what happens in the coming days with Ryan McGowan.
Neutral zone face-off here. 5-on-4 power play for the Charlotte 49ers. Yep, receives the puck after it's dropped off to him by the goaltender Colin Smith. 5-minute major on the board to Ryan McGowan. Gamecocks protecting a 3-goal lead. So some time for the 49ers to climb back into this one. A quick shot there. Gormley makes the glove save, and the puck rolls back out. Hit him in the cuff of the glove and up towards center now. Noah Matty spins off Patrick Salfia. Puck along the left wing. A quick shot there. Gormley punches that one out with the blocker. It rolls around now. Far back to the point. A one-time shot knocked down on its way into the slot. A diving play. Evan Hoey. Tyler Oakley, rather. He got his head bounced into the ice. Now it's Evan Hoey. South Carolina net. He picks that puck up and fires it all the way back down the ice. So the first minute of McGowan's major penalty for fighting / kicking has expired here. And some trouble breaking that puck out through center. Salfia has to double back. He's chopped at there. Rudman, who has the puck and advances on shorthanded with Nick Peters. It is Rudman down the right side, pulls up, sends it back. He gets a stick up high in the shoulder or neck area. Play continues. Puck chopped there by Avery Pruden. Rudman is no worse for wear. He continues on. And the puck sits in behind the 49ers goal. Salfia sends a backhanded bouncer all the way up through center ice, and it's quickly by Duncan Hickman, sent back in. The goaltender Colin Smith comes out to play it. He rolls it up the near side boards, and the Gamecocks turn it again. A turnover inside the offensive zone shorthanded, now back the other way. Salfia and Chase Weirden team up to send a shot Gormley's way, and the puck is rejected and sent back down right. The goaltender, Colin Smith, comes out of his net to play it. Ryan Burke for Charlotte moves this one ahead for Beeler. Beeler shoulders one past Michael Peak. 2:49 to go on the man advantage. Rolling puck once again behind the 49ers goal. Patience is key down here at the end. Terada on the breakout. Unable to be connected. And the 49ers still just now getting in the offensive zone on this power play opportunity. Doubt will be their last of the game. 6.5 to go in the period. 2:16 on the man advantage. That puck sent wide to the near side corner. In the last game for South Carolina before the SEC tournament. Next weekend, a 3 p.m. start time on Friday, February. The Gamecocks will reconvene with the Auburn Tigers. Gamecocks the 2 seed this year, Auburn a 7. Those two teams met in the first year as the 3 and 6 seeds. The Gamecocks the higher of the two. As the puck's still just being rolled around in the Gamecock zone around the perimeter. Centering pass, batted out of the air. Gormley sprawls across and makes an outstanding glove save. A bouncer whacked out of the air. Outstanding hand-eye there by Nick Johnson. But Liam Gormley lunges across with the glove and plucks that puck out of the atmosphere, keeping it at 4-1 and denying the 49ers a sure power play goal.
Yeah, how about that? Gormley out of nowhere played, kind of ceased to a lull as Charlotte had kept it in the offensive zone but really didn't have any chances, and all of a sudden Gormley coming up with a huge save to keep this one at 4-1.
Ian Powderly clears the zone on his backhand here. 90 seconds on the Gamecock penalty kill. Eric Jones skates this one out of his own zone. They get as far as the neutral zone, and now Salfia picks it up for UNC Charlotte, skating into the middle. Jones can't get a touch on it. They're shepherded to the outside in behind the Gamecock net. Back now to the point. Walking. Salfia again, a shot ricocheted off the stick there of Noah Matty. He gets it back. Quick shot again. Down low, redirected off the outside of the cage. That time coming off the stick of Matt Shriver. And now another call. Tripping. Yet another penalty, this time against South Carolina. 5-on-3 for 59 seconds with 5:01 left in the third period.
And you can never count anything out in the ACHA. In the SEC, we've seen several times comebacks earlier this year in the tie to Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech scoring a pair of goals late in that game in the final minute. Overtime ended up tying. But now a 5-on-3 opportunity for Charlotte and a chance for them to get back into this game. Mistake on the penalty as it will be served by number 24, Mike Beek.
Peak, typically the guy that keeps his nose clean, doesn't get in too much trouble. Well, he finds himself in the penalty box right now, and he will be joined by Ian Powderly. Not sure what that's all about, but Ian Powderly not afraid to jaw at the officials a little bit. Perhaps that is the cause. 5-on-3, the Gamecocks will skate. And the 49ers control from the left wing circle. Cross-ice pass picked up, sent on goal, knocked on its way there, and stumbling. The Gamecocks recover it. Tyler Oakley fires this one all the way back down. It's stopped in behind the goal by Colin Smith. Advances this one to Shriver. Cross-ice pass, too far for Briggs. Now Shriver again gets it back, and he breaks into the zone for 49ers. Shriver cuts into the slot, a shot. That one just goes low and wide. Picked up, Weirden. Gets it back and taps this one free for Shriver. Top of the circles, waiting. Firely finds one. Off the outside of the frame, he gets it back, and he blows a tire, though. Puck driver gets it back, cross-ice pass. A high shot, knocked down in front by a high stick, and they score! Whacked down out of the air. Hoey's going to argue for a high stick. Liam Gormley pleading the same case. Certainly from up here, that looked like a high stick, but they'll say the goal counts. 4:06 period. It is a power play goal scored at 5-on-3 for the 49ers. And since McGowan's penalty was a major, there's still 4 seconds of power play time at 5-on-4 for the 49ers.
Yeah, and that's a tough break. It was tough to tell from our angle, but it looked like that puck went off a stick that was well above that crossbar. Stick was pointing up towards the sky when it made contact. And it went down, bounced around, and ended up in the net. Gamecocks still arguing with the officials, trying to receive word. Nick Peters doesn't believe the call. But regardless, the 49ers, good puck movement on the 5-on-3, extended 5-on-3. And now a 4-2 game with 4 minutes to play, still on that 5-on-3 with 4 seconds remaining on that major.
Pace of this game varies quite a bit from the pace of Auburn last night. We cruised on through that third period. And this one, lots of stops and starts, and, well, the difference is all the penalties. So Michael Peake, Nick Peters, Colin Burke, and Hunter Jackal will be the penalty killers for South Carolina.
Peake now out of the box. I believe that second penalty was on Liam Gormley for tripping. Peake serving it. And now Peake out of the box.
Well, either way, this puck dumped back in to the Gamecock zone. So a 4-2 game now. And a chance for UNC Charlotte to climb back into it. They send that one. It's tipped wide. Inside 4 minutes here in regular. Gamecocks still shorthanded now. Back out of the box at 5-on-5. Quick shot there. Knocked down in front of sprawling save by Gormley. Puck's loose, and they get it out. Gormley slowly back to his feet. Made a couple of real nice saves and keeps the score at 4-2. Now Powderly advances a roll down the right side. They'll say he was offsides. Cheers from the 49ers fans. Jeers from the 3 South Carolina in the crowd tonight.
Dillon, how about that save from Liam Gormley? I mean, spreading out, he makes the first save, but then the strength of the legs to keep his pad down there with that jamming at the puck keeps it out. And if that puck had gone in, we have a totally different game.
He's a small goaltender, but he certainly plays big. He's aggressive, athletic, not afraid to pull some tricks out of his hat when he has to. The sprawling save right there, evidence of that. Duncan Hickman sends a hit. 3:20 period, the puck rolls in behind the 49ers goal. Terada waves it that one on the breakout pass. It goes a little too far wide for him, though. Poking it now is Jones. Down the left wing. A backhander right around in front. It's knocked down before it even got there. Smith is waiting for the nod to vacate his goal. But Noah Maddie counters now down the right wing. Maddie can't hang on to it. He sees this one drift now to Ian Powderly. Long shot knocked down on its way. Chad Lazine tips that puck wide. Lazine, 3 goals in 3 games. Did not have much success finding the back of the net in the first half of the season, and now he's put a nice little streak together for himself. 2.5 to go, third period. The 49ers come on. A quick shot there. Save made by Gormley. The puck loose in front. About 20 minutes off the top, or 20 feet rather, off the top of the crease. Comes back out towards center. 49ers regrouping. Sent back past the glove hand of Duncan Hickman. It's dropped off by Liam Gormley in behind the goal. Hickman controls and fires it down on the backhand. 49ers create a turnover here. Hickman against Weirden. Chase Weirden, the Charlotte captain, back to the point, knocked down in that one, the goal post. It stays out though. Michael Peak can't get it out of the zone here. Nice move into the slot. Jones a shot there, saved by Gormley. He's lost his net, a pile up of bodies in. And now Weirden has it back down low. He dishes this one off. Although it's finally taken by Rob Lawrence. Though he can't get the puck out of the zone here. Taken by Avery Pruden, near side, rims that puck around. He gets it back out towards center. And a nice hit by Michael Peak there sends a man into the bench. Luke Rudman waits for Peak to touch up. On sides, 90 seconds left in regulation. The Gamecocks with a 4-2 lead. It's Peak down low below the goal line in the offensive zone. Doubles back now, gives it on for Luke Rudman. Follows after that puck, shrugs off a hit, goes back down, tries to cut across the goal line and back out for a better angle, but it doesn't work. The puck rolls back to Evan Hoey, a shot there. That one had some steam on it. Shoulder seems to be working fine for him. But the puck ricochets up and into the netting with 1:10 to go here in the third period. Offensive zone.
A good offensive zone possession by South Carolina there. All started by a mistake by Caleb Kreutzer, turning that puck over at the blue line. South Carolina holding on to possession, getting a couple chances in front, and ending with a great pass across the ice to Evan Hoey, who sent a booming slapper, deflected off into the net.
Tyler Oakley's puck deep. Parker West on now with Nick Peters. Peters battles Jones along the near side corner. Parker West joins. Puck pinballs around a little bit. Escapes Nick Peters. And now it rolls back out now for the other Nick Peters, of course, for UNC Charlotte. The Gamecocks turn it over and fire that one on goal. An easy save for Colin Smith. They intercept the breakout pass. It is Parker West for South Carolina's Nick Peters. A quick shot there. Save made by the goaltender. Smith wasn't entirely sure where that puck was, but he's got it. He's got a whistle and a face-off here. 37.3 in this third period. The Gamecocks protecting a 4-2 lead, and the offensive zone, not a bad place to be at this stage of the game.
Yeah, Peters with a great shot there from the right circle. Colin Smith making that head turn of terror, seeing if that puck had gone behind him into the net, but he makes the save.
A tipped on the way shot there by Peters. Hoey let it go. Nick Peters tipped it home for South Carolina, though Smith made the save. The net was knocked off its moorings in the collision. Nick Peters will have a conversation here with Connor Williams. And Peters for South Carolina, not usually a terribly vocal player, or maybe we just can't see it from up in our vantage point, but tonight he seems to be given an awful lot of jawing back and forth with these 49ers players.
Yeah, and that play developed really quickly, a play out in front, and a good save to keep that puck out of the net.
Hunter Jackal's point shot knocked down on the way. Noah Maddie has it in the slot. He'll skate backwards out towards the hash mark before dishing this puck on off the underneath boards for Ian Powderly. To the point, Hunter Jackal rolling puck. Couldn't settle down a shot to the final 10 seconds. Connor Williams, hit by Hunter Jackal, dumps the puck in. Colin Burke will touch it, and he will just let time expire. And the horn signifies South Carolina's 18th win of the season. They are 18-1-1. Again, number 2 in the SECHC, number 2 in the ACHA. A different win for South Carolina, though a win, nevertheless, I'm sure a little bit less comfortable than some of the other ones this season.
Absolutely. Good way to wrap up the season. Have some of the players that don't get as much ice time out there playing new positions, trying out new things before the tournament. Managed to put up 4 goals on the board. Not as much offense as we're used to seeing from this Gamecock squad, but the defense was certainly there, only allowing 2 goals, both of them late in the game in this third period. And this Gamecocks team cements their best season pre-tournament in club history.
Gamecocks will still have a handful of games after the break, after they head to Nashville, notably Clemson, February 22nd, if I am not mistaken. So we'll have all that action for you. And we will have live video broadcasts of every game from Nashville coming up this weekend. We thank all of you at home who gave your support. We're very excited to bring you those games. As the handshake line progresses, some perhaps unfriendly words and taps on the pads. Evan Hoey and one of the 49ers players. It's always a mixed match of emotions here as the game ends, but the one thing that is clear is the score. South Carolina 4, UNC Charlotte 2. And that is it for the Gamecocks until Nashville next weekend. They face the number 7 seed in Auburn. A little friendly rematch here, and this time it's going to mean a whole heck of a lot more. So for all of us here at the Capital City Sports Network, we thank you so much for joining us. We hope to see you next time when the Gamecocks are in Nashville. For Zach McKinstry, my name is Dillon Clark. Good night, Carolina. Or good morning, I should say. And forever to thee.